11 p.m. and these are today's news. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received today the letters of credence of the new ambassadors of Mexico, Italy and Serbia to Algeria. The President of the Republic received today the President of Al Mustaqbal Party and the President of the Societal Movement for Peace at their request. Al-Jaish magazine recalls the principle of national sovereignty, which has been and will always remain one of the fundamental components of the state. It has also put forward the sacrifices of the martyrs and the commemoration of February 18th. We will also tackle in this edition ceramic manufacturing, as in Batna province, a factory employs over 400 workers with a production capacity of 14,000 square meters per day. Latest updates in Gaza. Rafah is savagely targeted by the Zionist bombardments, a horrific situation for Palestinians taking refuge in this city. Welcome back. First of all, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received today the letters of credence of 3 new ambassadors to Algeria. The President of the Republic has received the credentials of José Ignacio Madrazo Bolivar as the ambassador of the United States of Mexico.
سعادة السفير خوسيه إغناسيو مادرازو بوليفار سفير الولايات المتحدة المكسيكية.
Señor Presidente, tengo el honor de presentar las cartas credenciales que me acreditan como embajador de México ante la República Argelina Democrática y Popular. Monsieur le Président. Enchanté. L'ambassadeur adjoint et les consuls.
Mexican ambassador to Algeria has highlighted the convergence of views between Algeria and Mexico on many international issues. Let's have a listen.
Me siento muy honrado y muy complacido de haber presentado las cartas credenciales.
I am very proud to present today my letters of credence as the ambassador of the United States of Mexico to the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. President Abdelmajid Tebboune reaffirmed to me the importance of the relations between our two countries and the alignment of views between Algeria and Mexico on several international issues. He also emphasized Algeria's commitment to its partnership with Mexico. It is worth noting that this year marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between our two countries. This occasion is therefore opportune to highlight the depth of our friendship and cooperation and our aspirations to elevate them to higher levels. Lastly, I want to thank President Tebboune for this warm welcome.
Cooperación y nuestra amistad.
The President of the Republic has also received letters of credence from Alberto Cotello in his capacity as Ambassador of the Republic of Italy to Algeria.
سعادة السفير ألبرتو كوتيلو سفير جمهورية إيطاليا.
Monsieur le Président, j'ai l'honneur de vous remettre les lettres de créance par lesquelles Son Excellence le Président de la République italienne, Sergio Mattarella, m'accrédite en tant qu'ambassadeur extraordinaire et plénipotentiaire de la République italienne auprès de la République algérienne démocratique et populaire. Merci, Monsieur le Président. Merci. Enchanté. Bonjour. Monsieur le Ministre. Puis-je vous présenter mes collaborateurs, le conseiller Antonio Politi, que vous connaissez, l'attaché militaire, le colonel Ciro Piergianni, et le premier secrétaire, Ambra Franceschetti.
Italy's ambassador to Algeria has affirmed his commitment to working to consolidate the fraternal relations that unite the two countries, as he had this to say.
Je viens de présenter
I am here to present the letter of credence signed by the President of the Italian Republic, Sergio Mattarella, to the President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. It is a great honor for me to be the ambassador of Italy to a friendly and brotherly people like the Algerian people in such a splendid country as Algeria. I nearly feel the responsibility to further advance the fraternal relations between our two countries, and I will do my best to achieve this goal.
des relations fraternelles.
The President of the Republic has also received the credentials of Anna Petkovic in her capacity as Ambassador of the Republic of Serbia.
سعادة السفيرة أنا بيتكوفيتش سفيرة جمهورية صربيا.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the letters of credence by which Mr. Aleksandar Vučić, President of the Republic of Serbia, Excellency, nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Serbia's ambassador to Algeria has hailed the exceptional ties between the two countries, pledging to strengthen them, as she had this to say.
Today I had the honor to present to His Excellency Mr. Tebun the letters of credence by which President of the Republic of Serbia, Mr. Aleksandar Vučić, accredited me as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Serbia to the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Tebun for the warm welcome and cordial conversation we had today. It is a great honor and privilege for me to represent Serbia in Algeria. Our two countries share decades of long cooperation, 62 years of diplomatic relations and traditional friendship founded during the glorious struggle of the Algerian people for their independence. Serbia is firmly determined to further strengthening the political dialogue and to further improve overall bilateral relations and cooperation with Algeria. During my mission in Algeria, I will do my utmost to continue to build strong, friendly relations between Serbia and Algeria and our two peoples, and to make our shared vision for the future a reality.
The ceremony took place in the presence of the Principal Private Secretary to the Presidency of the Republic, Boualam Boualam, and the Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad Minister, Ahmed Attaf. President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received today Fatah Boutabiq, President of the Mustaqbal Party, at the latter's request. The President of Al-Mustaqbal tackled the reforms undertaken by the President of the Republic in various sectors, asserting that their fruits are already tangible for the citizen. Here's what he had to say.
حظيت اليوم بشرف استقبال من طرف السيد رئيس الجمهورية بناء على طلبي تمثيلا لجبهة المستقبل وكرئيسا لها.
I had the honor of being received today by the President of the Republic at my request as the President and representative of Al-Mustaqbal Front Party, where I listened carefully to the reforms initiated in Algeria. Thanks to these reforms, trust has been restored between the people and their institutions. The people have confidence in the President of the Republic's program. These reforms are now bearing fruit, and we can see them being put into practice on the ground on a daily basis as a part of the new Algeria. Algeria is taking firm steps forward in the process of building a new republic, proud of its past, proud of its present, and looking to the future. We also wish to express our pride in the honorable positions taken by the Algerian state on various international issues, which is proof that Algeria has been able to regain its place on the regional and the international stage. We therefore reaffirm our support for these reforms in the service of the country and its supreme interests, for which our martyrs gave their lives, and as well as our attachment to the stability that Algeria is currently experiencing. The Al-Mustaqbal Front will therefore support the reform process that has been launched.
المستقبل ستكون سند قوي لمسار الإصلاحات وسند قوي ملتزم بتاريخ الجزائر وبحاضرها وبمستقبلها.
President of the Republic has also received Abdel Ali Hassani, President of the Societal Movement for Peace, at his request. The President of the SNP said in his statement that he had discussed with the President of the Republic several issues relating to the economic situation in the country, as well as numerous international issues, including the Palestinian cause. Let's have a listen.
أشكر السيد رئيس الجمهورية على استقباله الذي خصني به وذلك بطلب مني وهذا يندرج.
I would like to thank the President of the Republic for granting me an audience at my request as a part of the ongoing consultations. We had a fruitful dialogue in which we discussed national issues relating to the socio-economic situation, as well as other international questions and the Palestinian cause at the top of them. We examined ways and means of diplomatic action by which Algeria works as a non-permanent member of the Security Council. We also discussed the situation in the Sahel region, which is undergoing major developments with multiple repercussions for development, peace and stability in Africa. All of these issues have the potential of affecting our internal security and the stability of our country. Algeria has always been committed to peace, stability and development on the African continent. I would like to thank the President of the Republic once again for granting me this audience, which is a part of the process of strengthening the permanent dialogue aimed at protecting the nation and helping it to face major challenges.
أشكر السيد الرئيس على إتاحة هذه الفرصة الطيبة التي كانت إن شاء الله في مسار تعميق التشاور الدائم من أجل الحفاظ على الجزائر ومن أجل حمايتها من كل التحديات والرهانات.
In its latest issue, Al-Jaish magazine reviews the principle of national sovereignty, which has been and will always remain one of the fundamental components of the state. The magazine also reviewed the commemoration of the sacrifices of the martyrs on February 18th of each year. Rani Al-Bahri.
Al-Jaish magazine titled its editorial Our Sovereignty, an Inestimable Legacy. The principle of a national day has been and will remain one of the fundamental components of the state and a red line which wouldn't be allowed to anyone to cross whatever the circumstances. The month of February, full of history, strongly recalls our attachment to their sovereignty. The commemoration of the National Day of Shaheed on February 18th and the solemn occasion where we honor the sacrifices of our valiant heroes, engraved forever in our collective memory. It is a reminder of our duty to preserve our achievements and defend our independence, as underlined by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune. We celebrate the Shaheed Day so that the national belonging remains anchored and that loyalty to the Shuhada remains a sacred national union, which immunizes the cohesion of our social fabric against those who ride on the wave of attacks on our country and persist at undermining the process that we have initiated in favor of a sustainable national development in a promising new Algeria. The editorial added that Algeria has apprised its independence by working hard to strengthen its sovereignty on land, sea and in the air, as well as over its national resources. The recovery of the naval base of Mars al-Kbir in 1868 was a key moment showing the country's determination to control its strategic installations from the National Army in particular. Its naval forces have been modernized and strengthened, supported by the High Command of the National People's Army. This ambitious initiative aims to strengthen the defense of Algeria, as underlined by the General of the Army, Said Chengriha, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army. Taking the step of the High Command of the National People's Army doesn't only aim to optimize the combative and operational capabilities of our naval forces and their capacity to defend our territorial waters, but also aims to put the Algerian Navy in the place it deserves. The magazine concludes its editorial on an important date on February 24, 1971, on when Algeria nationalized hydrocarbons, asserting its sovereignty over its oil resources. Today, the energy sector turned to new and renewable energies, while the National People's Army protects energy installations and defends the nation, thus strengthening the historic link between the people and their army, symbolized by the National Day of Fraternity and Cohesion for Democracy on February 22nd. The achievements made and those which will come in the future, with the help of God, couldn't be achieved without this eternal cohesion between the Algerian people and their army through all the stages of our long history, cohesion which continues to be a force preserving our country and working towards a better future.
Within the framework of humanitarian missions, Coast Guard units of the Naval Forces Command intervened as the National Center for Surveillance and Rescue Operations of the National Coast Guard Service of the Naval Forces Command has received today on Sunday at 7:30 in the morning a distress signal from a dredging vessel at sea bearing the name of Nueva Dragamar with a Spanish flag and reporting that it was in danger 1 nautical mile north of the town of Fuca in the province of Tipaza, and which got on board 2 sailors of Portuguese nationality and 1 of Dominican nationality. Immediately and in coordination with the Regional Center of Surveillance and Rescue Operation at Sea in Algiers, in the 1st Military Region, a rescue and evacuation operation was launched involving an AS-12 helicopter and a coastal intervention team from Buharun. These units rescued and evacuated the ship's crew to the public hospital of Zirarda for medical treatment. This operation confirms the constant willingness and readiness of Coast Guard's units under the Naval Forces Command to intervene at sea to save human lives in all circumstances. In anticipation of the 7th summit of the Forum of Gas Exporting Countries scheduled to take place in Algiers at the end of this month, a conference was organized today by the Ministry of Communication, and it was under the theme of Energy, a Determined Factor in International Relations. The conference was led by the International Relations expert Asaf Milham and attended by the Minister of Communication Mohamed Al-Agab, General Managers of Public and Private Press Institutions, the Director of the National Institute for Global Strategic Studies, as well as journalists and media professionals who will cover this major event. Asaf Milham asserted that holding the summit in Algeria is of great importance given the country's position on the international scene. Let's talk now about local development precisely in the east of the country. As in Naba province, the Bushiguf railway project has witnessed a remarkable progress at a sustained pace. This railway line is part of the national plan for the development of rails network connecting the different mining sites and eastern regions. Story by Najat.
Launched in August last year, the project to double and modernize the Eastern Mining Railway line, in particular the 54-kilometer section between Annaba and Bushiguf, is progressing with the opening of the tunnel, the installation of junctions, and the conversion of the various networks over a distance of 14 kilometers.
The project is of major economic importance as it will transport phosphate products produced at Wed Kibrit, as well as raw phosphate from Bled El Hadba. The doubling of this line will increase rail transport capacity to 13.5 million tons by 2027.
The construction companies are working to speed up the pace of work by introducing a rotation system to complete the drilling of the tunnel entrance.
In accordance with the commitments made by the President of the Republic and the guidelines issued by Supervisory Authority, we are ensuring that the work on the various sites is properly supervised. We are also taking care to remove all obstacles to the construction work. We have with us the construction company Consider, which has taken appropriate measures to deliver the construction project on schedule.
The construction of the mining railway in the east of the country will enable 10 million tons of phosphate to be transported each year from Jebel Al-Aunq and Bled El Hadba mines to the processing plants in Tibisa, Souqahras and Skikda provinces.
Still in the east of the country, in Batna province now, where the ceramic manufacturing field knows a significant leap. A factory employs over 400 workers with a production capacity of up to 14,000 square meters per day. Man Al-Maafa takes us through the various stages of this production process.
Here, in this enormous storage warehouse, various types of clay are stored.
These are 100% local raw materials. We have different types of clay and sand as well.
The production process begins with the meticulous transformation of clay into a fluid slip through precise grinding. Once reduced to fine powder in the atomizer, the clay patiently waits its fate in the pressing workshop. Each stage, from molding to personalized decoration, is executed with flawless precision.
We have a variety of different choices. They all depend on the market's demand.
Finally, the ceramic is ready for firing the true cornerstone that imparts resilience and beauty to the ceramic. Packaging seals the journey of this dynamic production chain. With an impressive daily production capacity of 14,000 square meters, this factory knows no rest. It distinguishes itself through its early adoption of innovative technology, particularly the ceramic polishing method, which enhances the quality of its product and strengthens its international reputation. With exports to several continents and exemplary responsiveness to local demands, this factory positions itself as the undisputed leader in the ceramic industry. By combining technological innovation and customer satisfaction, this factory, a provider of employment opportunities, has ignited a true economic dynamism in the region.
Cooperation now. The Minister of Irrigation, Taha Darbal, has received today the President of the National Institute of Water Resources of the Republic of Cuba, Antonio Rodriguez. During the meeting, the two sides discussed the legal frameworks for implementing the Protocol of Agreement on dams and seawater desalination. Still with cooperation, the Minister of Industry and Pharmaceutical Production, Ali Aoun, received today the Minister of Health of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, Al-Salik Baba Hassan, accompanied by the Ambassador of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic to Algeria, Abdelkader Al-Talib Omar. The meeting represented an opportunity to talk about the prospects of cooperation between the two countries, especially in the pharmaceutical production, training and medicines. The two ministers had visited the Saidal complex, where Aoun had assured that medicines were being supplied to the Sahrawi people in the refugee camps. The scholar Sheikh Mohammed Al Hassan Wal Dudu Al Shanqiti paid a visit to the Caliph General Sidi Ali Belaribi in Mauritania to welcome him and praise the Tariqa's role in encouraging the values of fraternity and reconciliation between peoples. Sheikh Wal Dudu, and on this occasion highlighted the role of Algeria and its scholars in transmitting religious principles and the values to counter extremism in Africa and in the rest of the world. In order to strengthen the ties of brotherhood between Algeria and Mauritanian peoples, the Caliph General of the Tariqa Tijaniyya Sidi Ali Belaribi received the Secretary General of the Algerian Mauritanian Friendship League, as well as graduates of Algerian universities and institutions. In Gaza now, where the Zionist occupation forces intensify their bombings in Rafah, a border region with Egypt, which is considered as a refuge for more than 1 million Palestinians, but the fears of land attacks, as well as in the region, is only increasing. Yasin Hamdi.
4 months after the barbaric attacks against the Gaza Strip, the Zionist occupation army now targets the town of Rafah, the last refuge of the forcibly displaced in the Palestinian enclave. Though the land operation hasn't started yet, the Zionist occupation army intensified its airstrikes in the region by bombing houses, thus killing 25 martyrs and injuring tens of civilians. The Palestinian resistance movement Hamas said that a Zionist military attack against Rafah would threaten the negotiations on the release of the prisoners in the territory. Hamas also warned about the danger of committing massacres in Rafah, where the forcibly displaced Palestinians live in inhuman conditions because of the total blockade and the merciless war. The resistance movement called for an immediate action to stop the Zionist entity from committing another genocide in Rafah. The permanent representative of the Palestinian government to the United Nations called to put an end to the Zionist ethnic cleansing in Rafah and protect the Palestinian civilians from the atrocities of the Zionist occupation forces. The access to the humanitarian aid in the town is highly limited and is only enough for 10% of the population. According to the administration of this locality, 1.3 million of Palestinians will face famine very soon because of the cruel lack of water and food.
Certainly against normalization, more than 10,000 Moroccans once again invaded the streets of Rabat in solidarity with Palestinians. They called for an end to normalization between Morocco and the Zionist entity and denounced the genocide in Gaza. Football now, and this night marks the final game for the African Cup of Nations. Surprising everyone, Côte d'Ivoire team indeed won the long-awaited and most valuable trophy in this continental tournament after defeating Nigeria 2-1, keeping the African trophy home. All right, that was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.